Sensational poulet, le perfect way. Cooking perfection on Weekend AM. Brought to you by the Dietrich.
You're very welcome back. Now it's that time of year when Irish lamb is at its best, so of course that's the main ingredient today.
But we're using it in a very non-conventional way. Fiona Uema, author of Japanese Food Made Easy, joins us. What are you doing
Hi,
for the lamb?
Fiona.
Something with an Asian twist and nice and easy.
Right.
If you don't want a roast for Easter. So I got minced lamb, and sometimes you can't get it in your supermarket, so if you can't, go to your butcher and they'll just mince the lamb there and then for you, which is great. But I'm just going to season it lightly with Japanese soy, and I have put some sake, which is Japanese rice wine. It just cuts through the meat and just gives it a lovely, delicate flavour.
So how much of that did you put in,
I
Fiona?
put in 4 tablespoons of the Japanese soy sauce and 2 tablespoons of sake.
Okay.
And a little bit of salt and pepper.
And you gave me an instruction here to chop, chop, chop while you're doing all that.
I was
yeah,
hoping
thank
you
you so
didn't
much. You're
just do
going
a
to-
solo run there.
Yeah, no, I was told. No, God, I wouldn't do that.
He's very good. Thanks for your help, Simon. But
Pleasure.
I just added in panko breadcrumbs. So they're a little bit bigger than your normal breadcrumbs.
Okay.
And they add a lovely texture, actually, to the meatballs. So I'm just going to mix all that together.
Are panko breadcrumbs widely available? Are they in every supermarket?
They are now. Before they weren't, but definitely they are now. So I've just added them just so the mixture isn't too wet either. So it'll just add a nice texture, but also absorb the liquid that we've added.
As you said earlier on, Fiona, it's a great alternative to standing over a roast lamb.
It really is, yeah. Something different.
And the flavour from lamb is actually beautiful, and we've just really good quality lamb here in Ireland, so we're blessed with
We've
that.
the best lamb in the world.
Exactly.
Don't we?
So you're just rolling those into balls, Fiona?
Yeah, and I'm purposely making them quite small because I want them to cook fast.
Okay.
But also when the way we're serving them in a bowl, then they're kind of bite-sized pieces, which helps as well.
Okay. Especially if you're cooking for children, I suppose.
Yes, actually, so it'll be lovely for kids as well. And just to say, while I'm preparing these, the basis for this is the chicken broth. So lovely this time of year, actually, when there is a lot of colds and flus going around because the weather keeps going up and down. So it's a nice chicken broth. And later, I'm just going to season that lightly with what I season these with, which is basically Japanese soy sauce and sake.
Okay.
So it's just really simple and easy to remember.
Brilliant.
So we're coming over here to the pan now.
And these will take no time to cook.
That's some
at all.
nice chopping, Simon.
Well, thank
was
you very
very
much.
efficient.
I've been practicing.
Thank you, Simon.
Is that all right?
With your fancy knife.
Perfect.
With a beautiful
That's a
knife.
very fancy knife,
Yes,
isn't it?
Fiona
waiting
said
for the
she'd give me
pan to
this as a
heat.
present. No, she didn't really. So, these only take a couple of minutes, Fiona,
I'll
will they?
bring one in. Yeah, exactly, because they're nice and small, so they won't take long. Just put them. We have some regular cooking oil, rapeseed oil on the pan. Just use an oil that you can bring to a high cooking point. That's
Very
the
good.
most important thing.
Okay.
So
Smells
while they're
gorgeous
frying away, I'm going to season just with 1 litre of chicken stock, 2 tablespoons of soy.
This is to cook the noodles in.
Yeah, that's,
See,
right.
That's,
Okay.
that's cool now, because you normally just do it in water, but
water,
you
of
add the
course.
flavour to it.
Yeah.
What was that went in?
That's sake, Japanese rice wine.
Very good. Okay.
Okay, so
Could you substitute that for something else?
you could use wine actually
Rice
if
wine
you wanted
vinegar?
to, yeah. Or sometimes sherry actually works well as a replacement.
Okay.
Sherry.
Yeah,
Right,
for
okay.
Japanese cooking actually.
Wow, okay.
Now they're actually nice and crispy too.
Lovely. Lovely.
Okay, so I'll just turn the heat down on that one.
And talk to us about the noodles, because these
Yes.
in my ignorance, didn't know there was various types of
Oh,
noodles.
there's
Yeah.
so many different types.
So I
Yeah,
wanted to
like
bring these in
They're
just
like
to let
worms.
you see how you
Udon,
get them.
is it?
So these are udon. They're a little bit thicker. Now you could also use egg noodles if you wanted.
Okay.
Like they're more your ramen noodles.
So when you buy them in the pack like that, are they cooked already?
No,
Fiona? Okay.
but they take very little time. They take a few minutes to
Right.
cook. Now I have rinsed these.
Right,
just
okay,
to
so
know.
rinse them. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Perfect.
So
I think the real difference here is that you're, as you said, Simon, you're boiling them in
Yeah, flavour.
stock.
Yeah.
yeah. So you just absorb
sake
all
in
the
there as
flavour
well.
there.
Yeah.
And again, it's a very light broth. So generally what you do in Japanese cooking is when you're dressing it then at the end, you can add that little bit of spice if you'd like.
Right.
So we have a thing here called sashimi togarashi, which is Japanese 7 spice.
Sashimi togiyashi.
Well done.
Great name.
Your Japanese is fluent already. And that actually is a lovely store-cupboard ingredient to have.
Oh, wow.
Instead of salt
Strong.
and pepper.
Wow.
It's got orange
Okay,
peel,
so you're going to add
seaweed,
that to the...
to the soup at the very
I was
end.
just going to... There's orange peel. Did you
Orange
get that?
peel, and what did you say? Seaweed.
Seaweed, sesame seed,
Wow.
a light pepper. So 7 spices in it.
Very
And
good.
would you be able to pick that up in local supermarkets now, Fiona?
More recently in some, but if not, you can get them in
Specialist.
speciality.
Yeah.
That ingredient might be just a little harder to get. And then another one is we have a chili oil. So we might decorate the bowl with that later. So I'm just going to start to fill the bowl up. So we just have 2 bowls here. So this is kind of the nice part where you can dress it. But
Oh,
also...
what did you say this one was again? This is
Chili oil.
sesame
Chili
is
oil.
it?
It has a bit of sesame in it. It's got a lovely fragrance off it.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah. And actually, Simon, you were very excited about our pickled egg.
Yes, what do you
Yes.
use the pickled egg for?
Just let me reach over here, sorry,
What
Anna.
else are you doing with the pickled egg here?
Well, I'm
and how
going
did you
to
pickle it, first
use
of all?
gloves for this because it stains your hands, so just be careful that
lovely.
one. But you boil an egg,
Yeah.
and then you can either put it in, you know the liquid you have from pickled beetroot at home?
Yes, yeah.
If you have a glass jar of that.
Yes. Just drop it in.
Exactly. Or you could make your own
And how long do you sit it in the pickle for?
overnight. Yeah,
Overnight,
or a few
okay.
hours even. So that's just a little bit of animation to the dish.
Look
It
at
just adds
this.
a beautiful colour.
But the flavour you're adding to it as
The
well.
flavour as well, yeah.
Very, very
And you'll
clever.
see a lot of that kind of pickles in Asian cooking as well.
Yeah. That
And
looks
the
amazing.
colour
doesn't
is
it?
just so effective,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It just looks so kind of
Beautiful.
oriental.
Yes,
It'd be lovely even
exactly.
just in a salad, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, or even a lunchbox. I think
Yeah.
it just adds a lovely
Very clever.
colour to it. So I'm just going to start to dress the first bowl.
The smell is incredible.
And again, you know, I've just fried enough there for 2,
Yeah.
but the
Or one.
recipe has enough.
Depends who you're serving.
Yeah.
Fiona, doesn't
The
it?
recipe,
Two normal people
exactly.
or one Delaney.
The recipe definitely has enough for 4 anyway.
4.
And the broth, beautiful.
Just add in the broth. And then if you want your bit of spice, we have the 2
Now, do you want a bit of spice?
Oh,
Madam?
absolutely. I
you
love a
like
bit of spice.
Okay.
And-
Will I go easy with this now?
You can
Yeah.
add that at the very end.
Okay.
So then we'll add
Some
in...
of the beautifully prepared vegetables.
Now,
there.
again, these are raw. So we just want to keep the nutritional content and the texture.
And
So
that's a
you've got-
big thing, isn't it, with Japanese food, Fiona?
Yeah,
Want a few of your spring onions in there?
to have all the different textures.
Yeah.
And, yeah, perfect.
And you're not losing any of the nutrition either when they're kept raw.
Exactly. And like the meatballs are quite soft in the middle. So then you've the textured
Beauty, mate.
vegetables beside it. And then we have our
You
egg.
want a bit of spice, don't you? Daily. You're mad yolk.
I'd say that's very
Yeah,
heavily
magic.
concentrated, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's
Look
not
at that,
actually
looks
that
stunning.
spicy. And then I'm just going to pour some of the broth over it again. And if you've time, make a homemade chicken stock. If not, you can use a shop-bought one. They
Yes,
do a
yeah.
nice organic one now with no added preservatives or additives. So it is quite healthy if you
Yeah.
don't have time, because not everyone has time to do that. So did you add the spice kick to that?
Spice kick is in there, Fiona.
Okay,
I'm going to let
so
Miss Daly
should I
go
leave it there?
gung-ho at it there.
Wowzers.
That looks incredible, Fiona.
The colours and the smells is just so beautiful.
Yes, and I
you,
have
Fiona.
2 forks there. Yeah, the Japanese always say they eat with their eyes and have the colours
Well,
of
that
the
looks
rainbow.
stunning. And it smells amazing.
So that's
Can't wait
our
to taste it.
lamb meatballs and udon noodles.
Marvellous.
Yeah.
And today's
enjoy
recipe
this
is
journey
up on the
advert.
website, or you can find more of Fiona's delicious recipes in her amazing book, Japanese Food Made Easy.
Now, after the break, we've fashion from Tato Park with some super cute looks for children. See you
Tuck
shortly.
in. Thank you,
Thank
Fiona.
you.
Amazing soufflé. Le perfect way. Cooking perfection on Weekend AM. Brought to you by Doditriche.